Hi to everyone. In this video, let us discuss electronegativity and scales used to measure electronegativity and applications of electronegativity. So let us come to the definition here. What is the definition first? For example, if two different elements are bonded with each other, now if any one of them is having the tendency to attract electron pair, that tendency of attracting electron pair, that bond pair of electrons is measured with respect to which one? Electronegativity. So for example, if hydrogen and chlorine are bonded, actually hydrogen donated one electron, chlorine donated one electron, that pair of electrons actually equally, they have to equally shared by that two atoms. But this electron pair is somewhat closely moves towards which one? Chlorine. So this tendency of attracting bond pair of electrons is measured with respect to which one? Electronegativity. So it is a relative property of an element. So the tendency of an atom to attract the bond pair of electrons towards itself is known as which one? Electronegativity. So like that, in this case of hydrogen and chlorine, this electron pair slightly moved towards chlorine. That means the tendency to attract that electron pair is more for which one? Chlorine. So chlorine is having which one? High electronegativity. Of course, different scales are proposed to measure the electronegativity of a particular element. But in that some scales only important here. In that let us see which one here. First, Pauling scale. According to Pauling, what is the formula to calculate electronegativity of a given element or given atom? So what is the formula? Means Xa minus Xb equals to 0.208 into root delta. When delta given in kilocalorie per mole, we have to use this formula. And what are Xa, Xb and delta? Let us know. And another formula also there. Xa minus Xb equals to 0.1017 into root delta. When delta value given in kilojoule per mole, we have to use this formula. Here, Xa means electronegativity of A atom, Xb means electronegativity of B atom, and delta means here, which one? Means that we can calculate by using bond energies. So now what is the delta value? How to calculate? Means that EAB, that means energy, bond energy of AB molecule minus half into bond energy of A2 molecule plus bond energy of B2 molecule. So this is the method to calculate which one? Delta. So now delta is, we can also find with another formula, experimental bond energy minus theoretical bond energy. So like that, delta is calculated by using this formula, and here by substituting in this equation we can calculate electronegativities. But one more doubt here. If both electronegativities are unknown, how to calculate here? For example, in a equation, if two unknown values are there, means we can't determine that two values now. So in between Xa and Xb, one should know at least one value. By using that Xa and delta value, one may calculate Xb. Or if you know Xb and delta value, we can calculate Xa. So for that purpose, here in place of Xa, and that means in place of Xb, they have taken which one? Means electronegativity of hydrogen. And electronegativity of hydrogen is assumed to be 2.1. So that is not the exact calculated value. Just arbitrarily, just they assumed that. by assuming hydrogen electronegativity as 2.1 and by substituting in this equation, one can calculate electronegativity values of other elements. So by using this or by assuming hydrogen electronegativity as 2.1, fluorine electronegativity determined as 4.0. So no units for electronegativity because just it is a relative value. So now here electronegativity value of fluorine is which one? 4. This is with respect to hydrogen because hydrogen electronegativity is assumed to be 2.1, not exactly 2.1 or not determined value. Just it is assumed as 2.1. So this is which one? Pauling scale. So on Pauling scale, the element which is having highest electronegativity means fluorine, that's value is 4.0. That means nothing but 4. So this is one of the scales used to determine which one? Electronegativity. Now another scale also there. What is that? Mullikan scale. According to Mullikan scale, what is electronegativity means? It is the average of ionization potential and electron gain enthalpy. That means electron affinity. Average of ionization potential and electron gain enthalpy is known as electronegativity according to which one? Mullikan. And sometimes if electron gain enthalpy and ionization potential values given in electron volts, then what is this formula means here? Electronegativity equals to ionization potential in electron volts plus electron affinity in electron volts divided by 5.6. So by that equation, one can calculate which one means electronegativity. Okay, this is the principle used to calculate electronegativity according to which one means Mullikan scale. So these are the different scales we are using to calculate electronegativity of any element. And now let us see variation of electronegativity in a group. So in a group, as atomic size increases, what happens? Electronegativity value decreases, because as atomic size increases, the nucleus getting away from that bond pair of electrons. So like that here, as atomic size increases, electronegativity decreases in a group. And if you come to a period, we know that in a period from left to right, atomic size decreases. So as atomic size decreases from left to right in a period, electronegativity value increases. So based on these two assumptions, one can conclude that in the periodic table, the top side right corner contains fluorine and left side bottom contain which one? Cesium present at left bottom of the periodic table, fluorine present at the right top of the periodic table. So from left to right, what happens? Electronegativity increases and from top to bottom decreases. So in the periodic table, of course, zero group elements no need to include into which one? Electronegativity, because they no need of electrons, so they can't accept any electron, so their electronegativity is very less. So except to zero group, now in the periodic table, the right side top element is which one? Means fluorine. Leave that zero group elements. And top to bottom electronegativity decreases. So in the periodic table, the element with the highest electronegativity is fluorine and the element with the least electronegativity is cesium. So this is variation of electronegativity in a group and in a period. Now let us see applications of electronegativity. So what are the applications of electronegativity means here? one can estimate the nature of the bond present between two different atoms using electronegativity difference. So, if A and B is a heteroatomic molecule, if the electronegativity difference in A and B is greater than 1.7, the nature of the bond is ionic. If the electronegativity difference in between A and B is less than 1.7, the bond present in between A and B is covalent. If this is equal to 1.7, that indicates 50% ionic nature and 50% covalent nature. So, this is the one of the applications of which one? Electronegativity. And another application is here, the electronegativity stands for non-metallic nature. That means as electronegativity increases, non-metallic nature also increases. As electronegativity increases, non-metallic nature increases. And as electropositivity increases, metallic nature increases. Because electropositivity that corresponds to metallic nature, electronegativity corresponds to non-metallic nature. So based on electropositivity and electronegativity, we can go for which one? That metallic nature and non-metallic nature variation also. So now let us see variation of metallic nature in a group. So come to the metallic nature. What happens in a group from top to bottom? Let us see. Just now we have given one statement that what is that? Electropositivity is the that corresponds to which one? Related to metallic nature. In a group from top to bottom, electropositive character increases. So, as electropositivity increases, metallic nature also increases. So, in a group from top to bottom, both electropositivity and metallic nature also increases. And one more important thing here, all metal oxides are having basic nature. So now here in a group from top to bottom, what happens? Basic nature of the compounds means that is also increases. So now in a group from top to bottom, we have to remember some things here. Electropositivity increases, that means electronegativity decreases. First one. Second one, metallic nature increases, that means non-metallic nature decreases. This is second thing. Come to the third one, basic nature increases, means acidic nature decreases. Now come to in a period. This is in a group from top to bottom. In a group. Now come to in a period. All above statements are controversial in a period. That means here in a period from left to right, what happens here? That metal, that means here we know that what? Electronegativity increases and electropositivity decreases. So metallic nature also what happens? Decreases. Non-metallic nature what happens? Increases. If non-metallic nature increases means acidic nature increases from left to right in a period. So in this topic we have to concentrate on all these facts. What are those? Electronegativity, electropositivity, metallic nature, non-metallic nature, acidic nature of oxides, basic nature of oxides. So final conclusion, in a group from top to bottom, electropositivity increases, electronegativity decreases, metallic nature increases, non-metallic nature decreases, basic nature of oxides increases, and acidic nature of oxides decreases. So this is related to a group, and in a period controversial to these statements. So this is regarding which one? Electronegativity and scales used to measure the electronegativity and applications of electronegativity, etc. Now let us see another important thing here. What is that? Oxidation number or oxidation state. Oxidation number or oxidation state means what here? For example, if you consider any element other than zero group, they try to lose or try to gain the electrons to get into stable inert gas configuration. So in that process, they may get some positive charge or maybe negative charge. So the charge attained by an element, the charge attained by an element or by the atom of an element in a binary compound is known as oxidation number or oxidation state. So the charge attained by atom of an element in a binary compound is known as its oxidation number or oxidation state. So for example, in case of HF, by gaining one electron, fluorine get -1 charge. By losing one electron, hydrogen get +1 charge. So oxidation state of hydrogen +1 and oxidation state of fluorine is -1. So how to calculate oxidation numbers of different elements? A simple formula is there. Let us see here. Up to 4th A group elements, oxidation number is equals to its group number. That means for all first A group elements, oxidation number is +1. For all second A group elements, +2. For all third A group elements, +3. For all fourth A group elements, +4. For example, calcium, as it belongs to second A group, its oxidation number +2. Aluminium, as it belongs to third A group, its oxidation number +3. And potassium, as it belongs to first A group, its oxidation number is +1. Okay, then from 5th A group onwards, now oxidation number equals to group number -8. What is the formula? Means group number -8. If you consider nitrogen, oxidation number of nitrogen, its group number is how much? 5 minus 8. So nitrogen oxidation state or oxidation number is how much? Means -3. If you come to oxygen, as it belongs to 6th A group, 6 minus 8. So oxygen common oxidation number is how much? Means -2. So like that we have to calculate oxidation numbers of different elements. Okay, now then in that some important thing is there. What is that? Means inert pair effect. So what is inert pair effect? Let us see here. So if you consider third A group elements, means what is its general electronic configuration? Third A group means general electronic configuration NS2 NP1. So what are the common oxidation states of third A group elements? Means due to the loss of NP1 electron +1, due to the loss of 3 electrons +3. So the common oxidation states of third A group elements +1 and +3. But from top to bottom, this +1 stability increases, +3 stability decreases. What happens? +3 stability means decreases. Due to which effect? Means inert pair effect. What is inert pair effect? Let us see here. If you consider the thallium in the third A group, now it is the last element present in which one? Third A group. So now here, due to the high nuclear charge, thallium, as it is the last element, it is having more number of protons in its nucleus. More number of protons are present in its nucleus. So nuclear charge is more. Now due to that high nuclear charge, this s orbital electron pair strongly attracted by the nucleus. So now what happens here? This s orbital electron pair show reluctance to participate in bonding. So now here thallium loses only p orbital electron and exhibit +1 as a stable oxidation state, but that does not exhibit +3. So now what is the definition of inert pair effect? The reluctance of s orbital electron pair to participate in bonding is known as inert pair effect. So due to inert pair effect, thallium exhibit +1 as stable oxidation state but not +3. In fourth A group, lead exhibits +2 as a stable oxidation state but not +4. In fifth A group elements, bismuth exhibits +3 but not +5, due to which one means inert pair effect. So this is regarding which one means here oxidation state or oxidation number. And another term also we can use to express oxidation number or number of bonds an element will form, and with which that one means valency. So what is the valency in periodic table? So let us see the definition of valency here. So what is valency? The number of hydrogen atoms are twice the number of oxygen atoms. Number of hydrogen atoms are twice the number of oxygen atoms with which an element is bonded. That is known as which one? Valency. So for example, if you consider which one? CO2 or CH4. So the number of hydrogens are how many here? 4. So the number of hydrogens with which an element is bonded, that is known as valency. As carbon bonded with 4 number of hydrogen atoms, now in this compound, carbon valency is how much? Means 4. And according to these oxygens, what is that? Twice the number of oxygen atoms is valency. So here carbon bonded with 2 oxygen atoms. Twice 2 number of oxygen atoms means 2 2s are 4. So again here also carbon valency is how much? Means 4 only. So now with respect to hydrogen, what happens that valency in a period means with respect to hydrogen, valency increases from 1 to 4 and then decreases to 1. This is with respect to hydrogen. And with respect to oxygen, in a period, valency increases from 1 to 7. With respect to oxygen, valency increases from which one? 1 to 7. So this is regarding which one means valency. So okay, bye.